Hi everybody and welcome back to Borderlines. Now it's been a few days since I put a video out, so I thought I'd speak about a statement the Home Office put out a few days ago. So they put a statement out saying that migrants will be required to pass A-level standard of English. Okay, and it goes on to say migrants will be required to pass tough new English language requirements under a law introduced by Parliament on the 14th of October. As the government continues to replace Britain's failed immigration system with one that is controlled, selective and fair, don't seem to be very fair at the moment, immigrants applying through certain legal routes must meet an A-level equivalent standard in speaking, listening, reading and writing. So the secure English language test must be conducted with a Home Office approved provider, and the results will then be verified as part of the visa application process. And the Home Secretary Shabna Mahmood said this country has always welcomed those who come to this country and contribute, but it is unacceptable for migrants to come here without learning our language, unable to contribute to our national life. If you come to this country, you must learn our language and play your part. Now, to me, that sounds sensible and realistic, but let's go back. Because what it says here is about immigrants applying through certain legal routes. What about all the illegal immigrants? Now, I won't dispute there are far more people coming here to the UK legally than there are illegally. That's without a doubt, and I don't care what anybody says. They can argue the toss with me as much as they like. That is fact. Now, the problem with this is I would put money on it. Most UK citizens, English-born people would not pass a test based on speaking, listening, reading and writing at A-level standard. I know I personally wouldn't, and, I run a newspaper. I couldn't write a story. I can't even really write a article, to be honest. Okay, so most of this, categorically, most people wouldn't be able to. But I understand where they're coming from, because you got an argument here, but you got an easy way of rejecting people. Because if you're coming to this country, surely you must be able to speak the language. Why come here otherwise? If you can't communicate and go to your local shop, or if you need treatment at a doctor's surgery or a hospital, what are you going to do if you go in as an emergency? Say you've been hit by a car as an example. How are you going to speak to a doctor? Because it might be life and death. What are they going to pray that there's an interpreter that's available to communicate? So the reality is, anybody that's coming to this country, and I may be seen as right-wing or racist, you can say what you like. I've heard it all before. Okay. They should be coming here being able to speak English. End of story. I don't think there's any argument about it. I don't think the general public would argue about it. Whether up to A-level standard, I think that might be a bit extreme in a way to basically tell people to jog on and go back home. I think there's an argument for that. But I also think there's an argument that people that have come to this country illegally should also be able to do this. If you can't speak listen, read or write English to A-level standard. You're going to do this for people that are coming through the legal route. You've got to do it for the illegals as well. Day they get here, they go and sit an exam straight away. If they can't do it, jog on straight on a plane back to wherever you've come from. And I guarantee you, and I know I'm going to be seen as horrible, I'm going to get some hate. You just get rid of them, send them back. They can't do these basic things. Now, am I wrong in saying that? It would solve a lot of problems. You know, if you're willing to do it for illegals, you got to do it for. If you're going to do it for illegals, you got to do it for illegals as well, or asylum seekers. If I'm going to be technically correct, because there's no such thing as an illegal migrant at the end of the day. So, what I want to know is, what do people actually think? Is Shabna Mahmood correct to put this into place, or does she need to do a bit more and be even more extreme? Because in my book, this is pretty extreme to say you got to be at A-level standard. So let us know in the comments down below what you personally think. But for now, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you again a bit later.